Hey guys, how's it going? It is Leo back with another money per hour video, and in today we're doing a deep dive on the Hades plus the Blossom Staff method. How much does it make? We haven't truly made a video like this yet, but fortunately we crunched all the numbers on stream with Darcy once again, and we can now finally give you an accurate representation on how much this strategy will make you per hour. And before we get into that, I'm going to show you guys what the strategy was, or actually let's go into the loadout first and then we'll go into the strategy and then we'll go into the money per hour. So starting things off, this is going to be very similar to our previous video if you watched it, the Infinity Gauntlet plus the Hades method, but with a couple of tweaks here. So of course we have the Luminar helmet with Haze 5 because it is crucial for us to have the Haze 5 with the Hades. Now we use it with and then of course it gives you night vision, sorry. And then moving forward, chest plate does not matter. You can choose any chest plate that you'd like. Then I use the Nanovex leggings mainly just so I can have some saturation with my hunger. I don't have to worry about food or whatsoever. Nanovex leggings is really good at that. And then for our last onslaught, it's going to be cosmic boots, which you can supplement for any lava walking boot, lava frost walkers. You can use magma striders, but in my case I'm using cosmic boots. So that's kind of the rundown there. And then for our offhand, this one's kind of crucial, whimsical speedometer for the speed. So we do need the speed. This is going to be our only speed item in this loadout. And then moving forward, of course, it is going to be the Blossom Staff and the Hades. Now recently we did a deep dive on like how the radius was on the Blossom Staff itself. So it is quite crazy. Check that video out if you don't know the radius yet, but if you don't want to watch it, then it is 11 by 11. So now with that insight, knowing how much the radius is, this strategy, how it works is that we'll mine forward with the Hades. And the reason why we use the Hades in the first place is because, well, you're exposing yourself to a lot more ores, and there's actually one crucial aspect that I'm missing out on here, and it's chunk borders. So chunk borders is activated by pressing F3 plus G, and throughout this method what we did was we turned it on and we would mine right next to the chunk border because there is a theory not really debunked yet, which we'll debunk in a video probably sooner or later, where if you mine between two chunks itself, it should technically expose you to more ores. And if it doesn't, then I mean with the Blossom Staff you should be able to hit in an 11 by 11 radius. You should be hitting two different chunks, and with the ore generation this should technically make you more money. So again, we're gonna have to debunk this in a future video, but this is what I did for this entire run. And not only that, so how this works is we use the Hades with, don't forget, we do, if you're using this loadout, you do need the NMC mod in order to insta-mine. So yeah, and every time that we would stop, or every time that we see an ore, we would stop and we would Blossom Staff it. And that would break the 11 by 11 radius here. As you can see, I only got $43 there, but we would move forward. We won't hyperfixate on that too much, and then we'll do it again as soon as we bump into an ore. Despite, you know, like even if we're like on cooldown, we'll wait. In this case, yeah, we have to wait a second there. So sometimes you'll bump into an ore fast, sometimes you'll bump into an ore a little bit slow, but in this case it was perfect and we just moved forward. So that was the strategy, and you can see we hit $659 there. That's a good amount of money. So that is pretty much the strategy on how we ran this money per hour experiment. Now I guess we can kind of get into how much money it makes. So let's pull up the spreadsheet. Again, huge shout out to Darcy for helping us crunch these numbers together. And here we go. Here is the Staff plus Hades testing. So very similar to our most recent video with the Infinity Gauntlet and the Hades video. We ran 6 runs, 10 minutes each. We grab the average from those 6 runs, and then we see how much we make. So let's break it down. For our very first run, we made $16,863 with 21 gold blocks and 16 iron blocks. So that's for 10 minutes, and keep in mind we don't do any gorbing. We just we do all the Gorb calculations at the end. So that's just from the Hades plus staff. That's quite impressive. $16,000 for 10 minutes is pretty good. Then the second run, we make more at 18,154 with less gold blocks and less iron blocks. For our third run, we make kind of similar with 18,000. So I thought, okay, you know what? Maybe this might be consistent. It might be an 18,000 average. But then with our next run, with our fourth run, we made 17,720. So I'm like, okay, now we're nearing the end here. We're over halfway through our runs. With our fourth run being at 17,000, I was thinking, okay, it's probably going to be 17,000, but anything could happen with our final two runs, which it did surprise me, because for our fifth run, we made $20,353. And then for our sixth run, we made $20,777. So those are some two pretty crazy numbers for our final runs. So that was our runs, and I guess in similar fashion to our previous one, now that we have some numbers here, our 6 runs, 10 minutes long, we can now finally calculate the average. So moving forward, and we move our eyes down over here, Darcy calculated the average for us, and we made 17,687. That is our average per 10 minutes, which is honestly really good. That's a good number to beat, because now we just have to multiply that by 6, which 10 multiplied by 6, that's 60. That's 60 minutes. That equals to an hour. What do we get? $106,123. So that is our money per hour just from mining alone with the Blossom staff plus the Hades. But this isn't this isn't the entire amount, but this is already really impressive. At 106,000, that's quite a bit. We have to still also account for the ores that we gotten during these runs, which you guys know I only collect gold and iron. So how much did I make in gold and iron? So through smithing, if you're level 101 and you smelt all the ores, you make $19,446. Pretty good. And then let's say you're not level 101, but you do find like a ore shop or PW that buys these ores at a level 100 price. For example, ore room on Lotus, you make 19,464. So not too far off from level 101 prices for smelting. So now all that's left is adding that number to our 1 hour run. And what do we get? Well, for smithing, you make $116,679 for smithing. And then if you sell it to a PW like ore room, then you make $116,788, which isn't too far off. Actually, really, really good numbers. Now there's still one more left, which is going to be the Gorb. So the Gorb, our previous video is the Blossom Staff Radius video, and we kind of deep dive on how much that makes us, because if you're Gorbing with the Blossom Staff, you're theoretically making more, because you're not only just Blossom Staffing the Gorb, but you're Blossom Staffing the Radius. It's 11 by 11. So we crunched the numbers, and if you guys are too lazy to watch that video, then pretty much we made $36,000 per hour with all the averages and everything. Yeah, $36,000 with the new Gorb method with the staff. So all we need to do is add 36 to our 1 hour run, and it equates to 153,193 through smithing and 153,302 if you sell the ores. That's amazing. $153,000 per hour on average. I mean, average meaning you can make a little bit less, you can make a little bit more, but that is an impressive amount for this strategy. I would even say that this is probably the best strategy in the game right now. So yeah, we haven't really had the opportunity, or we haven't really had the opportunity to make this video yet, but I'm not gonna lie and say that I was surprised with this number, because this is kind of what I expected. This has been the strategy that I've been using with reason. Again, this is the best money making strategy that you can use right now on the Blossomcraft server. Let us know if you were surprised with the numbers that we've gotten through this run, and my thoughts with the experiment. So what are my thoughts with how this entire experience was with the Blossom staff? And again, I've been using it for a long time. It is extremely easy, honestly. Like, it's as easy as it is. I would say a little bit tougher than the Infinity Gauntlet plus Hades. That one's just a full sleeper method, but this method just requires a little bit more effort, I think, just waiting for the cooldowns and whatnot, kind of keeping track of your cooldowns. But overall, it's quite manageable. So it's still light work, and for the amount that it makes, it's just extremely impressive. It's an amazing strategy. So that's pretty much my thoughts. I don't know what more to say because it's the best money per hour. I still use it, so I like it a lot. Yeah, I guess yeah, leave a like if you guys like the video, or subscribe if you guys want to see more videos like this where we break down more of these loadouts. I think our next video is going to be probably the Hyperion and Gauntlet, and we're going to see how much that makes in our next video. But for this one, leave a comment down below what types of loadouts you'd like to see, or just leave anything along with your username and your server that you play on, and we're going to choose a random winner for Infinity Key for you guys. And yeah, with that being said, I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.